Hello, good morning. I was just sitting here in my bright sunny bedroom thinking how nice it would be to have some company. I do have a little company, but she doesn't respond well when I ask her questions. No. This is our little baby chick. We went to Tractor Supply the other night to pick up, well, it's been about 2 weeks now. We went to go pick up some oyster shells for the big birds. And they have the galvanized tub full of baby chicks. And there was a little tiny one down in the bottom, and the rest of them were giving her a really hard time. I won't go into graphic detail, but she wasn't doing so good. So we called over one of the employees, and they said okay, and they went in and they pulled her out, and she didn't look so good. And so they said that they were gonna take her and back. I know what that means. I can't allow them to take her and back, so I asked if they would sell her, and they said yeah, if somebody wanted her. Well, at that point I'm already emotionally committed, right? So we brought her home, and I cleaned her up. Her foot was pretty bad. It's been 2 weeks. She is a perfectly fine, normal, chatty little bird, but she's a singleton, so she's loud. She has no manners. She's always complaining and talking about something. I set her up a little brood box for her with a heat lamp and chick starter and water and all that. But she loves socially interacting with yarn. Right now I'm working with some thread. I've started my county fair submissions. I want to enter the county fair next year, and there's 4 categories that I'm interested in. One is an Afghan over 40 inches, one's an Afghan under 40 inches, a thread article, and a yarn article. No, hey. And she is obsessed with this tiny little piece of pink that I've been working on. Have to keep that zipped. So for my thread article, I thought it would be fun to do a concept piece as tiny as possible. So I've been working with thread. Come on. Really, Bunny? Oh, her name is Bunny. Her breed lays dark brown, chocolatey colored eggs. So I think of her as the Easter Bunny. All my other chicks are New Hampshire Reds, and then I have an odd group of 4 that lay blue and green eggs, so I named her Bunny. You are distracting. That is not the topic of conversation. For the county fair, for my thread article, I would like to make a flea circus. A traveling flea circus is my concept, because when we go to the fair, it's about the night rides, right? They're always fun. So I used my Granny Square notebook from $1.25 store, and I have been doodling. Here's the concept piece. I'm going to have a suitcase, a top and a bottom, opened on a pedestal, and I'm thinking of putting a big crocheting and magnifying glass, connecting them all so it's one piece. The top of my suitcase will have an ice cream cone, some popcorn, and then a tiny little banner garland. And I want to say flea, F-L-E-A, so that there's no confusion. This is a flea circus. On the bottom part of my suitcase, I want to keep it very simple, very, very tiny. So these are the 3 items that I have the concept for. I want a little tiny red and white tent that opens up with a tiny little something inside. Not sure what's going to be on that pedestal. A cannon, which my Google Images searches has come up with a lot of different patterns and cute little designs for cannons. I want to freehand it, but using a lot of resources for my concept. And then I need a ring of fire. And so I've got some notes on materials that I want to use, colors I want to use. I've been working on a few tiny little pieces at a time. I started with a suitcase so that I can get a good idea of how small the other items need to be. So I've worked up a suitcase. Here's the top of the suitcase, which will be open like this, and it indents some. And I have a tiny little handle on it. And this is like a white glittery background. And then this is the bottom of my suitcase. I did not sew. This blue edge will be sewn to the brown, and it'll be a flat platform in there. So it will sit like this on the platform. So on the top piece, I've been working on the top piece first because my mind is still working around wire, how to make the ring of fire stiff, how many strands. So I've been working with some embroidery thread. This is a 10 gauge, so this is pretty thick. I want to keep good sizing on it. And I used this light brown and made my ice cream. So Bunny keeps trying to grab my ice cream cone. I haven't tied in any ends yet. I have a tiny little cone, a little triangle that'll go off to the side. And I have a little scoop of pink, bubblegum pink ice cream, and it's a little dripping on the sides. So I have that. I have some sewing thread in a multiple, I think I have 3 different colors of yellow for the popcorn, which will go down here in this corner. And I started one as a concept. I used 3 strands of embroidery thread, and it came too big. This is a 1mm hook that I used for this little pop, but it's too big. It needs to be with sewing thread. Or I need to take the embroidery thread, has 3 strands in it. I need to strip it down. It's 6 strands, probably half the size of that one, or even smaller than that, maybe 2 strands of the embroidery thread. Oh, as an idea, the 6 strands of embroidery thread in comparison, 6 strands of embroidery thread work up this size. 3 strands, which technically, with a 1mm, 3 strands of embroidery thread work up about half the size, and that's with a steel hook. No. That's still using a 1mm hook. So I want it even, don't want it smaller than that. I didn't cut down on the stitches. So 3 strands and a 9mm hook. It's gonna be tiny, so I need to add like 3 stitches on each side so the garland will come down. I'll have my 4 little points. I want 3 stitches between so that I can attach them in the middle. Flea. 2 loops, 2 dangles. If I put more stitches between, I could make it more looping, but I'm thinking just 2. 2 gets my point across. Yeah, that's kind of like my little mini project for when I'm sitting in my room. Bright light, extra pair of eyes. That's what I've been working on at home. I'm still working on my my summer shirt in the car. My son goes to boxing for an hour Monday through Thursday, so I'm getting about 4 hours in on that. Occasionally I take that into client's house when I work overnights, but I haven't had any overnights, so haven't made too big a progress on that. I'm just in the body section of it, so it's kind of like that endless repetitive going around and around until it's comfortably long enough. It's with a pretty sturdy cotton, so it's not going to stretch much after I get the piece done, so I want to make sure that's a comfortable length. For the other 3 categories, I think I want my yarn article to be something baby, something cute, ruffly, heirloomed, detailed, cute. And then I want to tuck it away in a hope chest kind of thing and just tuck that away. My goals for the fair are just to participate. I think it's a great way to get to know other yarn artists in my community, and really enjoyed seeing all the projects that they were working on this year when we did the walkthrough of the handmade building. That was fun. I want to be a part of that. Other than that, I haven't been working on much. Haven't been working on much more than that. It's been keeping me busy. What have you been working on? Have you been keeping busy? Thank you for coming by today. Enjoyed seeing you and visiting with you and chatting instead of chirping. Ready, Bunny? We gotta say goodbye. It's time for them to go. Thank you. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.
I want to play that piano.
I don't think he wants you to play it.